So, as we've been reporting today, the GOP blocked the Democrats' effort to increase the amount of COVID-19 relief checks to be mailed out to Americans as part of this, contentious and controversial stimulus bill. So, joining me now to talk more about, the ongoing drama and political turmoil here nationwide, and specifically in DC, which is like a ghost town right now, and it's really sad. I mean, it's so bleak. Restaurants boarded up. It's brutal. And also talking about America's economic disparity gap is former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura, host of The World According to Jesse, right here on RT. I'm a huge fan, Governor. I tell you what, we were talking about how I used to dress up as, WWF wrestlers once upon a time, and, I've been following you throughout your career, so thank you so much. It's an honor and privilege to have you on. That said...
No problem.
So, Governor, why is it so hard? Why is it so damn hard for Congress to do the right thing, particularly now more than ever, and give Americans who are struggling, many of whom have depleted their savings, are losing their homes, are struggling with this pandemic, why is it so hard to give them more money to help them out?
Because we need to go back to what a few decades ago there was a movement out there called Throw the Bums Out. We need to get back to that movement, throw the bums out. I don't know why, it's our money. They forget that. They're dealing with our money, and now they won't give it back to us. You can bet if it was a war being fought in a foreign nation, they'd get all the money they wanted for it. Well, this is a war too, because the death toll has now surpassed World War II. Americans are dying by the amount of over 9/11 every day. There should be everything should be focused on restoring America inside America right now, and forget about the rest of this international crap.
Yeah, I agree. I tell you, it's infuriating. It really is. And you see it loud and clear on the street. I mean, just go for a walk downtown, the metro area here. It's brutal. Talking about America's economic disparity gap, a recent report, and I'm sure you're aware of this, shows that U.S. billionaires have grown their collective wealth by $1 trillion since mid-March, up to like $4 trillion total. And also, along with that, a new study out of London, I think the London School of Economics, shows that 50 years of tax cuts have not trickled down to Americans, but have only helped the rich. Surprise, surprise, right? You've suggested that America have a maximum wage. We know what the minimum wage is, of course. We've also heard of a living wage. I was a newspaper reporter in Santa Fe, New Mexico, when Santa Fe became the second city in the U.S. to implement a living wage ordinance. And I remember the pushback from, the Chamber of Commerce business owners saying, we're going to lose our businesses. You're going to kill, small business. Guess what? It didn't happen. Businesses actually thrived. So you've talked about having a maximum wage. What is that? Tell me more about that.
Okay, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that has been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. You see, what Jesse the Body Ventura, or should I say the governor of Minnesota, ex-wrestler, ex-governor, now so-called truther, don't know is that these international bankers, their best interest is in themselves, man. They don't worry about they're not worrying about the American public, man. Whether they Edomites, low-level Edomites, or Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Their agenda is to bring forth their new world order, man. Collapse the economy, bring forth this offer the microchip, but before that, they got a new agenda where they're bringing the pandemic around, whereas they're going to force people to get vaccinated. But that's another lesson. I'm not getting into the vaccinations. My thing is how these Edomites, they don't care about the average people out there, man. Talk about the international bankers. So Jesse the Body Venturo's argument is they should give back to the people. That's not going to happen. Why? Because the international bankers, their best interest is in themselves, man. Look at the Georgia Guidestones, man. Maintain humanity under 500 million. And they're going to do that. Do vaccinations, do abortions, war. There's something called democide, where the government use war and pestilence to kill off multitudes of their citizens, man. It's called democide. So these rich international bankers, starting with the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Gettys, the DuPonts, their main goal is to do away with millions of people. The Georgia Guidestones, it clearly illustrate their agenda. Then they have the rest of the people that they have had their way with. They are going to be chipped, microchipped, and tracked, and be perpetual slaves under this New World Order agenda. That's what Esau has in mind. So all these rich men, man, right now, that's having their way, pursuant to Lamentations 4 and 21, talking about the rich international bankers. Enjoy yourself, man. This is your kingdom. Enjoy yourself. This is your kingdom. Have your way. Do what you got to do. Because we're at the end of the age of your kingdom. We're at the end of the age or the eon of the so-called white man, which is Esau. So have your way. Pursuant to Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Because we know the end of you Edomites, man. James chapter 4, James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men. Talk about the international bankers first and foremost. Weep and howl, for your miseries shall come upon you. Lamentations 4 and 21. Because we know that you Edomites, start with the top international bankers, we're at the end of your rulership. For Esau is the end of this world, pursuant to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7 to 9. For Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is that which followeth, man. So your kingdom is collapsing, man, right before your eyes. Back in James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. Let me read it again. James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your miseries there shall come upon you. And the miseries that's gonna come upon Esau, the so-called white man, is slavery. That cup of trembling. You're going to drink of that cup, man. There's no way around that, man. You are going to drink of that cup. Why? Because we are approaching the end of your civilization. Just like it happened to the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greeks, the Romans, even to Jake during the time of the Byzantine Empire, man. Now we're in the Renaissance period, man. And guess what? That period that we're in, the Renaissance period, is coming to an abrupt end. Because, like it says in the book of Job, you cannot overstep them bounds that the Most High set for you. So that's your ass, man. So back in James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten. Hey man, their riches are corrupt, man. All the riches that you have got, you have stolen your everything, all your wealth, you have stolen it, man. Whether you stolen it from Jake or different nations, man. Everything you have in your possession, you have stolen it. You are a goddamn thief. So guess what? All the riches that you have stolen and got by ill-gotten gains, you're going to vomit it up violently, man. And it's going to go back to the rightful owners, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and all the rest of the tribes, man. It says your riches are corrupt and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And ye shall eat the flesh, and ye shall eat. It's like and ye, and it's like and shall eat the flesh as it was fire. Ye shall weep. Ye shall heap treasures together for the last days. Let me read it again because I butchered it. James chapter 5 verse 3. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And ye shall eat the flesh as it were fire. Ye shall heap treasures together for the last days. So all the treasures, all the money that's been circulating, Esau is going to vomit that shit up violently, and it'll go to the rightful owners. And then you got these jakes out there, these Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans out there that have sold their soul for FRNs, man. Which basically ain't worth nothing, man. They sold their soul for FRNs, man. To be basketball players, NFL players. Basically to be in the NFL, to be in the NBA, to be in the Major League Baseball, to be rappers, to be actors and actresses, man. They have sold their soul. They have sold their soul, man. They become the best athlete, whether you are boxing, MMA,